From building the biggest educational channel while sacrificing family time,
there were many nights where instead of tucking my kids into bed, I was downstairs in the office making videos for this channel.
to ending a 14-year legacy before it was too late.
But all good things must come to an end.
Here are the final videos that defined their legacies forever, starting with Kai Cenat. On January 13th, 2026, the biggest streamer on the planet uploads a video. 2 words flash across the screen: I quit.
I feel like sometimes people need to self-reflect and take a step back from the broad perspective of what their life has been.
But here's the twist. Kai wasn't quitting streaming. He was quitting something far more dangerous. To understand what that means, we need to go back to where it all started. Kai first rose to fame in 2019 when he started uploading funny college videos from his dorm room. The content blows up, and suddenly he realizes something that will change his entire life.
I officially dropped out of college. The college videos is what made the channel, I'm not even gonna lie. But let me tell y'all something, man. When you know that something is holding you back from getting to the next level, it's like you just had to sacrifice that.
In 2020, Kai drops out of college. Not because he was failing, but because he knew he was made for this. The hustle was insane. Grinding every single day, building his audience, perfecting his craft. 3 years later, November 2023, it all pays off. Kai breaks the all-time Twitch subscriber record after streaming 24 hours a day for 30 days straight. Then, on September 28th, 2025, 27 days into the month-long stream, Kai makes history. He becomes the first Twitch streamer ever to hit 1 million active subscribers. In the weeks leading up to and following this massive achievement, Kai started opening up about his mental health struggles.
And honestly, for the past few months, I've been struggling with mental health out of self-doubt and fright of pursuing goals that I really want to achieve.
Pressure was crushing him, and then came the personal blow. On December 27, 2025, Kai announced his breakup with girlfriend Gabrielle Gigi Alaya. "I'm single, and I'll never be in another relationship again." The breakup announcement blindsided everyone. Then came that video.
I quit thinking in my head of the goals I want to achieve and not pursuing them. I want to push limits to see how much I truly can create in life.
Here's what nobody knew. While everyone thought Kai was just dealing with his breakup and mental health, he was in Italy, not partying, learning to make clothes from scratch, sewing, designing custom shoes, spending 3 months in Italian factories studying fashion like a student, not a celebrity slapping his name on cheap merch. His humble attitude never changed. Once asked him in an interview, he said,
"Other than money, what has changed about Kai Cenat?"
My mentality, I'm just a lot more wiser. Just a lot more smarter with what I do, and like I've learned a lot, and I'm being able to take my time and really just be grateful. I'm just grateful.
That wisdom led him to create his new brand.
The name of my clothing brand that I want to call it is Vivette. Vivette is Latin for he, she, or it will live forever. But the deeper meaning behind Vivette is to not be boxed in to what society is trying to only box you in it.
He also launched a private YouTube channel during his disappearance, documenting his journey of self-improvement. Videos of daily workout vlogs, motivational content about formulating ideas, and being inspired by the world around him. Kai didn't quit streaming. He's still creating content, still connecting with fans, but he quit something more important. He quit accepting limitations. He quit letting fear control what he's allowed to pursue. He quit being defined by a single identity. Remember what he said back in 2020 when he dropped out of college.
But let me tell y'all something, man. When you know that something is holding you back from getting to the next level, it's like you just had to sacrifice that.
In 2026, Kai applied that same principle. The thing holding him back wasn't college anymore. It was the fear of being more than just a streamer. While Kai Cenat was breaking free from his limitation, Luke Lerdwich Agul was preparing to end something he'd built for 14 years. On October 29th, 2025, after 14 and a half years, Luke sits in front of a camera and uploads a video that will change everything.
Hey, SMG4, you called us all in. Well, what's up?
There's no easy way to say this, but I'm ending SMG4.
SMG4, a surreal animated comedy series featuring Mario and his friends going on wild adventures, has been a YouTube staple since 2011. Luke started when he was just 11 years old, recording Mario doing weird things on his screen. From those humble beginnings grew one of the most influential channels in independent animation, but all good things must end.
Hey everyone, 14 and a half years ago, I started the YouTube channel called SMG4. I recorded Mario on my screen doing a bunch of weird things. I started introducing characters, many wacky different jokes, and it's been a crazy long journey of so many stories, so many adventures, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to make all these great stories and characters for you guys.
Luke's voice is steady, but the weight is there. This isn't a decision made lightly.
This isn't a decision I decided lightly. I feel like with the amount of stories I've told and the characters we've met, I feel like I've creatively fulfilled what I wanted to do with this series. I've done everything I wanted, and I'm really happy and proud with how far I've come and how far the characters come and how far we've come together.
SMG4 wasn't just random Mario videos, it evolved. It grew ambitious, story arcs, character development, genuine emotional moments. From the Meggy arc to the Puzzle Vision saga, Luke kept pushing boundaries. But that ambition came with a cost. The formula became predictable. Build up to a big villain, epic battle, repeat. Luke saw it happening. The show was starting to rehash itself, and rather than run it into the ground, he made a choice most creators never have the courage to make.
I want to give the series an ending it deserves. So, on the 27th of December, 2025, I'll be releasing the last SMG4 video, a full SMG4 movie that will be a proper send-off to the series and the final chapter of SMG4. From there, the channel will be left as is.
November 1st through December 20th, each episode became a farewell. SMG4, spending time with each character, giving them their final adventures. One last moment with the friends who'd been there for over a decade. And on December 27th, 2025, the final video dropped, SMG4 The End.
I know it's sad that things are ending, but
I understand, bro. Thank you. Thank you for all the adventures.
Thank you for being the best friend I could have.
And the ending, SMG4 puts down his hat, a conclusive stamp on 14 and a half years.
You guys don't know how much SMG4 means to me. I'm so thankful for the show and for you guys supporting me every step of the way. So again, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey.
Fans' comments are filled with nothing more than respect. I want to say this, straight from the bottomest of my heart. Thank you so much for making my childhood. The channel stays online, all videos preserved, but Luke is moving on to Glitch Productions, the animation studio he co-founded with his brother Kevin in 2017, the studio behind Murder Drones and the amazing Digital Circus. But here's what makes this ending perfect. Luke knows when to walk away. He didn't wait until the show became a shadow of itself. He ended it while people still loved it. That's the dream, isn't it? After 14 and a half years and changing the trajectory of independent animation forever, he chose to end with dignity. SMG4 didn't die. It graduated. Just 2 days before Christmas 2025, Derek Miller stood at a similar crossroads, asking a question that shocked not just his fans, but his students.
Am I retiring? That is the question I will answer in this video.
If you don't know Derek Muller, he is the guy who taught you physics through his channel Veritasium. For over a decade, he's been making some mind-blowing educational content on YouTube. From teaching you how LED actually works, to how quantum mechanics functions, he have inspired many. In 2011, he created Veritasium with passion he had.
The real reason I made Veritasium is because it allowed me to combine the three things that I always loved doing the most: learning about science, teaching, and creating.
By 2025, Veritasium was massive. 20 million subscribers, a team of writers, producers, animators, and editors creating videos that inspired physics students and science lovers worldwide. You have no idea how many physics students and teachers, and students of other science and math disciplines too, that your work has inspired. Thank you so much for investing so much of your time, energy, and effort to create such great content that educates and inspires. But success came with a price.
I was working more than ever before because I had to prepare things for them to do and I had to train them up. You know, I was still editing about half of the videos, and for the other half, I would often drive across Los Angeles in the middle of the night to pick up a hard drive from my editor, because this is the fastest method of data transfer that we worked out, and then I would drive back home, upload the file, and launch the video by 6 a.m.
Each video became a massive production, and the fear was constant.
In 2018, I had a call with my contact at YouTube who told me I needed to, quote, stay relevant. Yeah, that stung a bit. Now, I'm not going to name names, but I have seen friends and other creators who have stopped making stuff for a whole bunch of reasons. Like maybe they've gotten injured or gotten really sick. I know of other YouTubers who've been canceled or demonetized. I mean, there's just a million ways for things to go wrong and only really one way for them to continue to go right. I think by far the scariest proposition is that the YouTube algorithm just stops showing your videos to people.
Listen to those words. A man with 20 million subscribers who built one of the most successful educational channels in YouTube history. Terrified of algorithm changes, terrified everything he built could disappear overnight. But that wasn't even the real problem.
There were many nights where instead of tucking my kids into bed, I was downstairs in the office making videos for this channel. So that is when my fiance told me something that I already knew, which was that this was not sustainable. And yes, she was still my fiance because even though we got engaged 7 years previous and had 3 kids together, we hadn't found the time to have a wedding.
Derek has 4 kids. Kids having their childhoods right now. Kids who won't be young forever. And their dad was buried in production schedules, algorithm anxiety, and managing a team. Then in 2022, 2 guys named Owen and Ian approached him about investing in Veritasium through their company Electrify, which helps educational creators achieve work-life balance.
These 2 guys, Owen and Ian, approached me about investing in Veritasium. They had started a company called Electrify with the stated aim of helping educational creators build better businesses and achieve work-life balance. So the deal they offered me was this. They would buy some of the business, but I would remain an owner. They would take care of things like hiring, production, logistics, corporate compliance, taxes, all that sort of stuff. And they would reduce my working hours. So it was kind of the perfect offer at the perfect time.
Derek signed the deal in April 2023. Since then, Veritasium has been co-owned and run by him and Electrify. Some fans worried this would mark the end of the channel as they knew it. Derek reassured them. Fans responded, "Your fans have spread the word to all who will appreciate your content. Your channel is more important than you may realize." So here's what he's doing, stepping back, not retiring completely, but stepping back. Some Veritasium videos won't have him in them at all. He'll still be involved creatively. He's still the co-owner, but the guy who is Veritasium is choosing his family over the channel.
So, am I retiring? Well, at some point I will, but it's not exactly clear when that will be. In some upcoming videos, I will not appear at all, even if I'm guiding things in the background. And this is to give me more time to spend with my family.
And he's doing it before it's too late, not waiting until his kids are grown and he realizes he missed everything, making the choice now.
As for me, I have been able to reduce my workload and spend more time with my now 4 kids. And just last month, I finally got married to my brilliant, beautiful wife here in Portugal. I could not have picked a better or more patient partner with whom to spend the rest of my life.
Derek Miller chose family over subscribers. He chose presence over content. He chose life over legacy. And he did it while he still had time. Derek Miller chose family before it was too late. Luke Nichols saw the warning signs even earlier. On May 17th, 2025, Luke Nichols uploads a video. The title is one word: goodbye.
Hey everyone. This is going to be my last video for a little while.
This is the man with 18.9 million subscribers to his channel called Outdoor Boys, creating wholesome family camping videos in Alaska with his 3 sons Tommy, Nate, and Jacob. In 18 months, Outdoor Boys gained 12 million subscribers. He was at the absolute peak, and he walked away.
But even good things can be taken too far, and I think I'm starting to reach that point.
Luke wasn't your typical influencer. Born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska in 1978, this wasn't some creator who moved there for content. This was his actual life. But his success came with a poison he didn't expect.
But I'm not just talking about the time and energy I spend making YouTube videos. I'm also talking about the attention it brings. The sheer volume of fans trying to contact me, trying to take pictures with me, or just trying to come up and talk to me in public. It could be a bit overwhelming at times.
His family couldn't go anywhere. His 3 sons couldn't just be kids anymore. And Luke was working 100 hours a week making videos about camping with his family instead of actually being present with them.
And my wife and I, we both have real concerns about what this will do to our family if I keep growing my YouTube channel at this pace. And the time to stop is before this problem gets so out of hand that my family and I can't live normal lives.
So he quit at 15 million subscribers, where his channel was at its peak. 6 months later, on November 30th, 2025, Luke broke his silence. Not on his channel, on a smaller channel called My Life Outdoors. The creator, Steven, had just received devastating news. His wife was diagnosed with cancer. Luke watched Steven's update video from his retirement and wanted to do something. Luke flew to Alaska and filmed for Steven's channel.
I saw your video about your wife's diagnosis, and you know, as a content creator, it hit a nerve, and so it's not hard to put yourself in someone's shoes and realize, oh, that's rough. It's a rough spot. And I stepped away from my channel and kind of retired this last spring, and really a good chunk of the motivation was to try to, be a little bit more useful to society.
He knew that if he appeared there, millions would follow, and that ad revenue could help save this family.
I was like, this is a good chance to do what I've been wanting to do, to, help other people out and not be so under pressure to produce my own content that I can't stop and help other people out. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
This is where Luke revealed the real reason he left.
At the rate I was going, my channel size would probably double in a year or two. Okay, I'm going to be a real, a full-blown celebrity lifestyle. And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want it. I want to be able to go out in public and eat dinner with my wife at a restaurant and not have it cause problems. I want to be able to go to my kids' school events and not have it be a distraction to them.
After 11 years of filming everything, he still reaches for a camera that isn't there. But he's happy. He slept on frozen ground one last time. Not for content, but for kindness. Luke's channel is still growing even in his absence, now at nearly 19 million subscribers. He could come back and make millions more, but he won't, because he already won. But not everyone has that choice. December 21st, 2025, Jacksepticeye uploads an 11-minute video to 31 million subscribers with the title, I Am At My Limit.
I am at my absolute limit. I am beyond anger. I have transcended the human form. My mind is elsewhere, my body is vacant, my brain is empty, and my will to live has never been at an all-time low like this.
Jack is known for his high energy and doing crazy stuff that makes us laugh.
Top of the morning to you, laddies. My name is Jacksepticeye, and welcome to Outlast 2.
The guy who raised over $26 million for mental health charities through his annual Thankmas events. A guy who's even called out the biggest creators in the world. It all started when Jack dropped video on April 5th, 2024. Video titled, Am I Retiring from YouTube? 30 million people panicked. But what they weren't ready for was this.
Just to allay any fears, no, I'm not retiring from YouTube. At least not yet.
Oh, come on.
I do intend on retiring at some point, but not right now.
Then came the truth.
The thing that made me want to quit first was because, I don't know if people know this, I think I've talked about it a lot, but a lot of people still seem to not know this. I am horrifically depressed. And I say that kind of hyperbolically because I like talking kind of exaggeratively and using hyperbolic terms all the time. I'm like legitimately clinically depressed and diagnosed and gone to my doctor for it over the years and have been seeing a therapist for a long time. And I'm medicated for it.
He even medicated for depression, diagnosed with chronic anxiety, recently diagnosed with ADHD in March 2022, and later with autism in November 2024.
I have ADHD and I got diagnosed with that, and that helped in a way because it kind of made me go a bit easier on myself, but it doesn't help get work done. And when things go wrong, I catastrophize and I think that things are really going wrong. I'm clinically diagnosed with like chronic anxiety as well. Like I'm anxious all the time.
The algorithm pushed him into making content he hated.
I had to overthink my content a bit more. Algorithms started to become a thing that I just never really had to think about before. So I was struggling quite a bit to figure out where I sort of fit in the ecosystem. And I tried the thing of appeasing to the algorithm for a couple of years and doing things like reaction content a lot more. And I just didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know where I sat in the ecosystem. I didn't know what type of content I wanted to do. I didn't know what the audience wanted. And I struggled really heavily with that for a while.
Think about that. You build a persona. That persona becomes successful. Now you're trapped inside it. You can't be yourself anymore. You can only be the version of yourself that the algorithm rewards. In the end, he added,
I definitely think I probably have about 2 years left in me at the very max of doing things the way I am currently doing them. I want to springboard to other stuff, do other creatively fulfilling things. I want to make bigger projects. I want to produce stuff. I want to make animated shows of games that I'm big into. I want to do my own creative projects, my own stories, my own characters. Eventually I want to write a book, and not like a book about my life, but like a novel, sort of like fiction book. And I just want to do things that are a bit more creative than just uploading content all day, every day.
And here's the worst part. He was making content to help other people's mental health while destroying his own. Then came the video he uploaded on December 21st, 2025. He talked about even more struggles.
I was incredibly sick during that period of time. I got sick all of October and like 2 weeks into November. I had to get antibiotics. I had to get steroids to get my breathing back to normal because my chest was fucked. I had this thing in my throat that it feels like my throat is closing up all the time and it just hurts to speak normally around the house. I went to the hospital about it. I got checked out. I got an x-ray. I did like the thing up my nose, the camera, to check out my vocal cords. They were fine apparently. I did a barium swallow and they were like, we don't see anything. Everything seems fine. And I'm like, then what's the problem?
He was executive producing a movie called Godmother, went to the Game Awards, busy with everything except uploading, the guilt consuming him.
But I do feel really bad that I haven't done anything in a while. Well, I have been doing stuff, I promise. I'm a big busy man. I'm Mr. Business. But it's hard.
This is what success looks like from the inside. Not glory, not fame, burnout, depression, anxiety, physical illness, technical failures, guilt, an algorithm that rewards content you hate making, a persona you're trapped inside. But Jack isn't quitting. He's evolving, finding new ways to create, building projects outside YouTube, using his platform to help millions struggling with the same demons he fights every day. While Jack is searching for balance in an unbalanced system, MatPat achieve it perfectly, then choose to leave it all behind. January 9th, 2024, Matthew Patrick uploads a video and the entire internet stops.
It's not clickbait. On March 9th, I will be hosting my last Theory episode, at which point I will be handing off the channels to someone else.
MatPat is the guy who invented the YouTube video essay, the guy who taught an entire generation how to think critically about the media they consume, with 4 theory channels, game, film, food, and style, with nearly 45 million total subscribers and 18 billion views, and he's saying goodbye.
With an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room, there's no teleprompters, there's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started. It's a conversation between us. And sorry that I keep getting emotional about this. I'll try not to, but it's a big deal. You know, like, if you think about it, this channel is Steph and my first child. really. Before we had Ollie, before we had Skip, MatPat, like, it was this. This was our baby. This has been a literal third of my life. And I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss this. I value what we have here. I value this conversation, this openness, this relationship that we share. And I'm sad that I won't be able to see you every week.
MatPat started in 2009 after college, hoping to become an actor. He uploaded audition clips to YouTube. His acting journey didn't work out, but in 2011, he launched Game Theory, combining his talents in writing, research, and video editing.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to Game Theory, gaming's tangential learning experience.
3 years later, 1 million subscribers. 4 years after that, he couldn't believe the numbers. By 2019, he was giving back, organizing annual charity live streams that raised over $6.3 million for St. Jude Children's Hospital. But here's what really happened behind the scenes.
That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box, training up the team to make the best videos that they can, because we knew that we couldn't do this forever. For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games, and it's not for content.
13 years of missing dinner, 13 years of working after his son goes to bed, 13 years of choosing the channel over being present, 13 years of telling himself just a little bit longer, just one more video, just one more theory. And then one day, he looked at his 5-year-old son, Ollie, and realized this kid is growing up right now, and dad is in the office making theories about Five Nights at Freddy's.
When you think about it, there's only really 2 ways to step away from a YouTube channel. You either just decide the day that you stop uploading and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance slowly dies or your passion slowly dies.
MatPat gave us his brain for 13 years. He taught us how to analyze, how to question, how to think deeper. But his final theory, that life is more than content, that being a good father matters more than being a famous YouTuber. The video kicked off a countdown, 9 more videos on each channel. March 9th, 2024, the final episode. YouTubers from across the platform sent messages.
Your channel, it's impressive. You've done weekly for almost 10 years. I don't know how you did it, man.
Congrats on an incredible, long, and respected YouTube career.
Remember, this isn't an ending, because it wasn't.
And with that, I'm gonna say, for one of the final times, it's just a theory.
But hey!
That's just a theory.
MatPat walked away on his terms, at the peak, with his legacy intact, to spend time with the people who actually matter. And maybe that's the most important theory he ever proved. So there you have it, from creators who quit their limitations to pursue bigger dreams, to the ones who walked away to choose family over fame. Drop a comment. Which creator's decision hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments. And if you love this, check out these videos next. Trust me, you won't regret it.